I've lived here my whole life and I've never seen it like this. I really don't know what to say. It's super scary.
As the death toll rises, your First Alert meteorologists are tracking the storm and your weekend forecast.
Live on your side. First at 9 starts with First Alert Weather.
The devastating impacts of Helene being felt across the southeast at this hour. This is video of some of the flooding in Asheville, North Carolina. You see there on your screen. Now, the storm made landfall last night in Florida as a Category 4 hurricane. It's been blamed for at least 40 people losing their lives in 4 states. As water continues to rise in some areas, officials are warning people to listen to evacuation orders. And let's get right over to First Alert meteorologist Tania Michelle. Now, Tania, you've been tracking this storm for over a week now, several weeks. So what's left of it and what is the impact to us over the weekend?
Well, listen, right now, Helene is still causing lots of heavy rain for areas north of us and parts of Kentucky, North Tennessee, and even parts of Missouri. It's starting to get sucked into another system, and that's what's responsible for our breezy conditions really right now through late tonight and really carrying into early Saturday morning. But this is that wind advisory that's in effect for central Alabama. This expires at 10 p.m. We can still see those winds gusting up closer to 35 miles per hour. Keep those outdoor items secure really through the weekend. Here's a look at our First Alert AccuTrack satellite and radar. Still seeing some showers across the area, especially over towards Walker, Winston, Coleman County. A few showers for areas further to the east, like in Calhoun, up towards Cherokee. So we'll continue to hold on to that rain chance as we move through your Friday night, but staying mostly dry and generally decent conditions, or I should say fair conditions for any outdoor games this evening. But here's a look at those current temperatures: 60s, low 70s, 70 degrees in Chilton County, 69 in Tuscaloosa, 65 in Marion County. Heading out the door as you bring in your weekend, we'll still hold on to cloudy conditions. Temperatures around 7 a.m. in the low 60s. Going to see temperatures warming up tomorrow late afternoon, really only into the lower, maybe mid 70s. So not very warm for tomorrow, but pretty decent. We'll still hold on to that isolated rain chance, and notice that winds will still be a little breezy. We'll see wind gusts early Saturday still peaking at around 20 miles per hour, but honestly, it won't feel too bad. I would hold on to that rain jacket and that umbrella if you have any weekend plans. Take a look at those current wind gusts right now. Still seeing winds gusting up closer to 40 miles per hour in St. Clair County. Again, a breezy night. We'll take a look at that 7-day forecast coming up in just a couple of minutes.
Well, central Alabama has not seen many major impacts from Helene. First responders from across our area, they're heading to North Carolina and Georgia to help with search and rescue efforts. Now, right now, Calera, Birmingham, and Vestavia Hills firefighters are headed to those areas most impacted. WBRC spoke with members of the Vestavia Hills Fire Department. They say their members are glad to step up.
It's an honor that we consider it a privilege to be able to go out and help other people in need. And we don't have to tell people, hey, you need to go. They volunteer.
Firefighters with Mountain Brook as well as Prattville Fire will also help with these efforts. Well, we have some breaking news just into the First Alert desk. The Calhoun County Sheriff's Office says 4 locations of a rehab facility have been shut down by the Alabama Fire Marshal. Sheriff Matthew Wade says all 4 locations of Restoration Recovery Outreach and Company, it's a rehab facility for individuals battling drug addiction, have been ordered to close by the state fire marshal. According to Sheriff Wade, there have been numerous complaints over the years about the living conditions at the program, and they have been cited for numerous code violations. We're also getting new reaction tonight from the management company of Bankhead Towers. So you'll remember yesterday, the city of Birmingham condemning that building. Today, Millennia Companies, who provides property management for the towers, issued a statement saying in part the Millennia Company is aware of the condemnation order and is actively preparing to make the required repairs. The management team is committed to supporting residents throughout this process. Of course, WBRC has reached out to the property owner, but are still waiting to hear back. Tonight, family and friends of one of the victims of the 5 Point South mass shooting gathering to honor her life and legacy. It's been less than a week since 21-year-old Anitra Holloman was gunned down as she stood outside in the popular entertainment district. Those who knew her describe her as a loving mom, And her mom speaking to us saying that her daughter they were very close. As they remember their loved one, Anitra's mother says she's praying for justice.
I just want justice for my baby. I'm just praying and asking God to give me strength. Like, I don't want to lose my faith in God more than anything. Like, I just ask God to give me strength. Like, whatever happened, that justice be brought for my baby.
And if you have any information about this mass shooting, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers or your local law enforcement. If you call Crime Stoppers, you can remain anonymous. And more families mourn. The Birmingham City Police are continuing their investigation into the shooting. Chief Scott Thurman says that tips from the community have been very helpful so far as they search for those responsible for killing 4 victims and injuring 17 others. Thurman says community members have been using this QR code you see right here that's on your screen to share what they know. He also adds any small detail could be vital to their investigation and that the public has really stepped up.
We just want to ensure the safety of everyone's, we hate it for the victims' families and the victims who were injured or lost their lives. To the 5 Point South community, we're there for you. There'll be an increased police presence in that area as well as some of the other entertainment districts, and we're going to recover from this.
Now, there is a $100,000 cash reward available to anyone who gives information that leads to a conviction. You can remain anonymous. This QR code you see here on your screen, go ahead and scan it to submit those tips to Crime Stoppers. Again, you can remain anonymous. The Jefferson County Sheriff's Office is investigating a homicide in Brighton, but they're trying to figure out where exactly it happened. That's because the woman who was shot was brought to the police station and she later died. That woman has been identified as 28-year-old Candace Williams from Trustful. If you know anything, call police. Recovery efforts now underway after Hurricane Helene crashed into Florida, wreaking havoc across portions of the southeast. Fox weather correspondent Ian Oliver reports from Treasure Island, Florida.
Residents across parts of the southeast now assessing damage left behind by Helene. The hurricane making landfall in Florida's Big Bend region, leaving behind a path of destruction, with catastrophic flooding and winds of up to 140 miles per hour. Some areas in Florida, like Cedar Key, only just recovering after Hurricane Idalia last year. Governor Ron DeSantis says the damage he's seeing now is even worse, thanks in part to Helene's massive storm surge.
We talked to some folks that think it went 20 feet where the stuff's just getting washed out. That's really, really devastating. So there's going to be a lot of work to do in these areas over the next days, weeks, months.
Helene dropping a massive amount of rain, leaving high floodwaters and destroying property. In Atlanta, the city seeing its first ever flash flood emergency with more than 9 inches of rain falling there since Wednesday.
It's pretty devastating. I know that this is not the only bad part of the city, so hopefully everyone's safe and got out, but obviously folks didn't move their cars in time.
First responders executing hundreds of high water rescues over the last 24 hours. In Tennessee, helicopters rescuing dozens of staff and patients stranded on the roof of a flooded hospital. Meanwhile, millions are still without power as they begin the cleanup this storm has left behind.
I hate it, but that's life sometimes.
The death toll from Hurricane Helene continues to rise, with more than 3 dozen confirmed dead at this time. In Treasure Island, Ian Oliver, Fox Weather.
And our parent company, Gray Media, is teaming up with the Salvation Army to help support the communities impacted by Hurricane Helene. If you'd like to donate, all you have to do is scan this QR code on your screen. We have more information on our website and the WBRC News app. After 2 weeks of build-up, the biggest game of the college football season is 24 hours away as the Georgia Bulldogs come to T-Town to take on the Alabama Crimson Tide. Kickoff is set for 6:30 tomorrow night at Bryant-Denny. And former President Donald Trump will be at the game, and that means a lot of extra security and traffic. If you're planning to go out there, please get ready to wait. Pack your patience. You want to be in line no later than 5 p.m. Gates will open at 4. You should be prepared to remove all items from your pockets and any large jewelry, as well as game day buttons before entering. the stadium. WBRC will also be at that game, and we will have full coverage of it and a recap of all the events right here on the WBRC First at 9 newscast. Tania.
Oh, yay. I'll have that game forecast for you in just a little bit. But let's start off with what's important over the next couple of days by taking a look here at those weather headlines. We have a wind advisory through 10 p.m. tonight. Cloudy and a few showers for your Saturday. Sunday, we'll also see a few showers with highs near the low 80s. Here's a quick look at where Helene is currently at. I mentioned it earlier. It's still impacting the areas just north of us, really. Tennessee. You've got Kentucky here, parts near Missouri. So definitely some heavy rainfall impacting areas to our north, still from that system. But it's getting sucked into another system, and that's what's bringing those breezy conditions. But it honestly hasn't felt too bad today. It just was a little misty out there. We'll continue to see a few showers as we continue throughout your Friday night. So that wind advisory again in effect until 10 p.m. tonight. We can see those winds gusting up closer to about 35 miles per hour. All right, there's a look at that super 7-day forecast, but I briefly just want to show you what that game day forecast looks like for those of you heading out to Tuscaloosa for the Alabama game as they play Georgia. Kickoff is at 6:30. Temperatures by the kickoff time will be in the lower 70s, upper 60s at halftime, staying in the upper 60s through the end of the game. It's going to be pretty cloudy, but hopefully dry. We'll still hold on to that slight rain chance, but for your area during the game, I'm really hopeful. I think that it will stay mostly dry so that you can get out there and enjoy it. And maybe you won't be specifically at the game, but you have plans to be outdoors. So let's take a look here at the next 24 hours. We'll still hold on to that isolated rain chance really through late tonight. But, oh, I went past our super 7-day here. There we go. Let's go back. Okay, so let's talk about Sunday. Sunday, we'll also see a few showers. So a few showers continuing throughout your Saturday, holding at most a 30% chance. We'll hold that 30% chance for any of you with Sunday plans. Very light sprinkles, partly cloudy skies to mostly cloudy skies at times. We'll see highs nearing 80 degrees for your Sunday afternoon, so not entirely too bad. More sunshine Monday. Lingering rain showers will continue. Highs in the low 80s. A little bit warmer, nearing mid 80s by Tuesday, Wednesday, and maybe even Thursday of next week. A lot more sunshine, but giving you a first alert for watching the Gulf. We're watching the Gulf by next weekend because we could see increasing rain chances. As of right now, nothing is really set in stone, but we can take a quick look here at what some of our models are showing. This will be a latest update of our weather model, but you can see here that hurricane season is definitely not over. Not to say that this will be a hurricane, but we're seeing some more active weather down in the Gulf of Mexico. Some disturbances could bring us some more showers here across central Alabama and along the Alabama coast. So just giving you all that first alert because that's what we do here at WBRC 6 News. So a first alert for increasing rain chances, not this weekend, but next weekend. So that's just really beyond the 7-day. Again, highs in the 70s and 80s this weekend. Bring that rain gear with you if you have any outdoor plans. Chief Meteorologist Wes White will have more forecast updates, probably digitally at 10.
That's right. And thank you, Tania. And thank you, of course, for joining us for this digital edition of WBRC First at 9. A quick reminder before you go, WBRC is always on at WBRC.com and on our YouTube page. You can scan the QR code right here to watch our videos and subscribe and stay up to date on the latest weather and new headlines. Of course, as Tania said, we'll be back here, possibly on digital, or we'll be on air at 10. It all depends on the game. But we do thank you for joining us. Wes and Tania, we'll be back with the latest on Helene coming up.
Yeah. Have a good evening, guys.
Good night. Bye.